Hello, friends. Last time we heard whispers of liberty, of enlightenment, and of tea-fueled tavern talk that made empires nervous. But now the whispers catch fire. And the match? It's not a musket or a musket ball. It's a tax. A very tiny tax, on paper. In 1765, Parliament, sitting comfortably across the Atlantic, decides it's time the colonies pay their fair share. Enter the Stamp Act, a law that declares every newspaper, legal document, playing card, and dice roll must bear an official British stamp, and of course, a fee. Now let's be clear, no one likes taxes. Not then, not now. But this one, it hits the colonies right in the pride. Imagine being charged for existing. Want to get married? Stamp. Want to sue someone? Stamp. Want to play poker and forget about all this? Stamped. Even the fun gets taxed. And here's the real kicker. This tax isn't approved by colonial assemblies. It's imposed directly by Parliament. No voice, no vote, just stamps and silence. But the colonies? Oh, they're done being quiet. First comes the shouting. Pamphlets flood the streets like leaves in a storm. Printers are furious. Lawyers are dramatic. Ministers thunder from their pulpits that liberty is being murdered in her sleep. Then comes the Stamp Act Congress. 9 colonies send delegates to New York to talk things over. This might sound dull, colonial PowerPoint presentations and all, but no. This is history's version of assembling the Avengers. Different colonies, different interests, but one loud message: no taxation without representation. But wait, it gets louder. Because now, enter the Sons of Liberty. Not a rock band, though they had the spirit. These were merchants, tradesmen, and everyday colonists who decided that British policy deserved not just words, but action. They held rallies. They built effigies of tax collectors and paraded them through the streets before setting them on fire. It was political theater with very real flames. In Boston, a poor stamp distributor named Andrew Oliver wakes up one morning to find his house wrecked by a mob. Not just his windows shattered, his entire life was flipped upside down. He resigns the next day. Others follow. Soon, there's no one left brave or foolish enough to sell stamps. And while mobs rage in the streets, the boycotts begin. Colonial merchants refuse to import British goods. Women spin homespun cloth, choosing homemade over taxed textiles. Economic pressure joins the protests. Suddenly, wearing British goods is out, and Liberty chic is in. Even Parliament starts sweating. British merchants lose money. The colonies are buying less. London's stock markets twitch nervously. What began as a simple tax is now a full-on crisis. So in 1766, Parliament repeals the Stamp Act. Celebrations erupt from Boston to Charleston. Bells ring. Taverns pour. There's laughter in the streets, songs on the lips, and toasts to the king. Yes, the very king who approved the tax in the first place. But not so fast, because Parliament can't let go without a warning. In the same breath, they pass the Declaratory Act, declaring they still have full authority over these in all cases whatsoever. Translation? Don't get too comfortable. The colonies celebrate, but deep down, they know this is just round one. And speaking of rounds, next time we head toward Boston. The boycotts grow bolder, the crowds grow angrier. And on one cold night in 1770, redcoats, snowballs, and fear collide on a narrow street. Shots are fired. Blood stains the snow. Join me next time for Boycotts, Blood, and the Boston Massacre. Because the revolution isn't waiting, it's marching, and it just stepped over the line.